Hey everyone, Estrongel here, and with a new stable update coming out today, 1.21.80. I'm also updating RuneCraft to 1.4.3. This video I'm just going to do a breakdown of the patch notes. There's not a whole lot to really get through. This is a smaller update because I spent maybe half of the update cycle working on the smithing skill, which isn't done yet. It's probably about close to halfway done. I'm hoping to have it done by the next stable release, but for now there's just a bunch of bug fixes and then some smaller updates. So going down the bug fix list, I'll just look at anything noteworthy. You can also find the full list on the RuneCraft Wiki patch notes, which will be in the description, and then on the CurseForge page. Let's see. Oh, yeah, let's see, a couple things. Redstone ore was broken. In the sense that if you tried to break it with a pickaxe that had fortune on it, it just wouldn't drop anything. So I fixed that. Gold ore was also being duplicated. I don't remember the exact cause for it when it was broken in the overworld, but I fixed that. Related to thieving, the rogue mask was the only equipment obtainable as like a bonus still. I fixed that. I checked all the loot tables for it, and it should be a 1 in 150 chance per steal to get any of the rogue equipment. Let's see, herbs were getting deleted if the player attempted to clean them while their inventory is full. That's now fixed. Potions were also getting deleted if the player tried to craft them while their inventory is full. That's fixed. I believe it now just drops them on the ground, or well, it should drop them on the ground. And then fixed another bug related to grimy herbs where you weren't able to clean them using a cauldron filled with water. That bug was mainly because Mojang had a scripting change for how we detect water in cauldrons, so I just had to change like 1 or 2 lines to fix that one. And then I've also fixed I fixed most of the tools. There are a couple issues with the custom ones, so none of them are losing durability when doing their like special function. So like they wouldn't lose, shovels wouldn't lose durability if you were to make like path blocks. Let's see, axes wouldn't lose durability when you were to strip a log. So I fixed all that. They now lose durability properly, and I've also added sound effects so that they match vanilla a little bit closer. And then I also added a little swing animation when you're using it. I didn't add a first-person animation though, because the only way to do that would have been to make a 3D tool, and to do that and make the animation match how vanilla's is. It was just way too much work, and I don't think it was really worth the effort that I put into it. I spent maybe a week testing out different things, and it's just not possible without knowing the pivot points for the items, for the vanilla items. So anyways, I did all that. I'm also just now seeing another bug where, hold on, oh god, I hate these things. Okay, we're in peaceful now. That's something I should have done. People were telling me that these things spawn way too much, so I was going to make them more rare. I didn't get that in this update. It looks like I forgot to add the swing animation for stripping logs, so I'll make sure. I'm just going to put a note to make sure I have that in the next update. And I'll also just double check the other tools later. See what other bugs. The enhanced weakness potion was taking the vanilla rotten flesh. So in order to make rotten flesh work with prayer, I had to just make my own custom item for it, and then basically just replace every instance of it for spawning. So I fixed that. The prayer potion was restoring more prayer points than the enhanced prayer potion. I accidentally had the values reversed. Teleport potions weren't working. Enhanced teleport potions did work though. Let's see. Okay, there's another bug with Herblore where basically all potions you brewed were always having 4 uses. That wasn't the intended outcome. It was supposed to be something more like where when you're just learning how to how to brew the potion, so it's like you unlocked at level 1, you can brew night vision potions only. More often than not, they're only going to have 1 or 2 uses, and then as you get better and better at brewing potions, say you're like level 20, it's going to weigh heavily in favor of brewing potions with 3 and 4 uses. I've also updated I also added effects to the Herblore skill cape, so it can now all potions brewed while wearing the cape will always have 4 uses, and then brewing potions now have brewing potions now has a 10% chance to not consume a material. Let's see what else is on here. Fixed a couple display messages. Already went through that. I added this isn't really big for this update, but I added nugget versions of every single ore in the game. Only reason I'm doing this is I needed it for smithing, and so this really isn't going to do much for right now. I mean, I don't think there's any recipes I did that take nuggets either, but for the smithing skill, one of its special features is going to be salvaging equipment, and nuggets are going to be pretty common basically output whenever you're salvaging equipment. Let's see, moving on to farming. Somebody mentioned that farming felt like it took way too long to level up, and I kind of agree. Mainly because the time involved in farming is much longer than any other skill. So I increased the XP rates slightly. I don't know if I increased them by enough. I'll probably have to adjust it again later. But before the base XP reward was 43 XP from level 1, and then I would add 1 additional XP per level requirement. The new one starts at 73 XP at level 1, and then it adds 2 additional XP per level. I feel like that might still be way too low considering the time investment required. So I'm more than likely going to, I don't know, I feel like I could even double that. But it's basically going to be how other people feel about it before I decide to do any like larger changes to it. And then there were some changes with prayer. What did I do with this? Oh, yeah, I watched a video where somebody was basically saying that the altars do nothing and they don't work. And that's because they were just trying to interact with them without holding anything. So I added a message that basically just says that you need to have a prayer book or bones and remains in your hand to even interact with it. And I also changed the display just a little bit in here. So I swapped the description and the prayer cost just so it has continuity with the brewing table, which I've also updated for Herblore. The brewing table will now have a description, and then it will also show the ingredients you have, or the ingredients required. In order to, I need to fix that. Let me just make a note. I thought that was just a default name that vanilla Minecraft had. So it gives you the description of the potion, your ingredients, and then if you have the ingredient, it will also let you know. So if you're trying to figure out what you need in order to craft a potion, brew a potion, you no longer need to click on it to see this info, you just hover over it. And then I think that's pretty much it for this update. So yeah, it's relatively small, mainly because there's a couple back-end stuff I'm working on that are much larger. But what I'm working on for now, obviously the smithing skill. I want to make a new mob and item. I sort of already have the designs for them established. It's just I'm so bad at making mobs that I just don't really like to do that. I think I've tried maybe like 5 or 6 times on separate occasions to try and make my own mob, and I feel like they always just look really bad, so I just get rid of them. But yeah, I'm gonna try. I mean, I'm just gonna keep trying to make them. Chunkins. I wanted to see if I could add more variations. So right now, this is the only chunkin, and I get that Minecraft just added several new types of chickens. So I want to start with at least turning those versions of chickens into chunkins, and then I want to go further beyond that and see if I could add like colorful chunkins, similar to how tropical fish have all of their variations. I want to do the same sort of thing for chunkins, because I think that would be cool. And then I'm also going to add custom commands, which just became available in the stable release. So right now you just have to do exclamation points, and you don't really know what all the commands are, because you have to just type like help 2. I'm going to, well, we're basically able to do like slash commands now and have it autofill everything. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to see if I could add a leaderboard command back in, because I had issues the first couple times I tried adding it, and I know it's been a while, so it's like, even if I try, yeah, the command is currently disabled. I never figured out how to get them to work properly, so I'm going to tackle that again. And then lastly, I'm going to tinker around with achievements. So that's one thing that I wanted to add. There probably won't be anything in this next update, or maybe the update after that, but it's 100% something I'm looking into. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video and this update's breakdown. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. My Discord link will be down in the description as well. That being said, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.